It remains the most statistically improbable moment in the history of televised competitions, a night where the best voice in the room was told she wasn't good enough for the top 6. To understand the magnitude of Jennifer's current global dominance in 2026, we have to look back at the structural failure of the American Idol voting system in 2004. At the time, 7th place elimination was dismissed by many as a simple lack of fan support, but investigative eyes have always seen it as something more complex. Industry insiders have long whispered that the Three Divas elimination night was a wake-up call for the entire entertainment industry, proving that popular opinion doesn't always align with generational talent. Being released from the show so early avoided the restrictive winner's contract, a legal cage that has historically stifled the creative and financial growth of those who actually take home the trophy. While the winners were forced into grueling, low-margin tour and mandated album cycles, was a free agent in a market hungry for authenticity. This failure gave her the mobility to audition for roles that defined her career, most notably her turn in, which would later secure her an Academy Award. As we analyze the 2026 media landscape, it's clear that early exit was the ultimate liberation. It allowed her to bypass the reality star stigma and enter the room as a serious actress and vocal powerhouse. This section of her journey serves as a blueprint for modern artists. Sometimes the way to the top is to be rejected by the very system that claims to be the only path to success. Had she won the vote, she might have been just another name on a long list of forgotten champions, instead of the icon she is today. While her peers were chasing radio play on dying FM stations, was busy executing a tactical pivot into Hollywood that would eventually lead to the rarest achievement in show business. The transition from a reality TV contestant to an Oscar winner is a path littered with failed attempts, yet walked it with a precision that suggests a deep understanding of industry leverage. When she secured the role of White, she wasn't just auditioning for a movie, she was auditioning for a new identity. Success of that role created a massive power imbalance between her and the American Idol franchise. Suddenly, the show needed her more than she needed the show. This period of her career was defined by a relentless work ethic that saw her conquering Broadway and the big screen simultaneously. By the time she reached 2026, had completed the triple crown of acting, a feat that requires not just talent, but a specific type of social and political capital within the Hollywood elite. Experts point out that her ability to move between genres, from soulful R&B to theatrical drama, is what built the foundation for her billion-dollar brand. While winners of the show were often pigeonholed into a single genre, became a multi-hyphenate force. The secret to her longevity wasn't just her voice, but her refusal to be categorized. She realized early on that, in the 2020s, a superstar must be a cross-platform entity. By diversifying her portfolio, she shielded herself from the volatility of the music industry, that even if her records didn't sell, her brand remained the most valuable asset in the room. This strategic expansion is exactly why she is currently outperforming every other alum from the Idol era. At the very moment she reached the peak of her professional career, a devastating update from her personal life threatened to dismantle everything she had worked for. In 2008, the world watched in horror as Jennifer faced a family tragedy of unimaginable proportions. It was a moment that would have permanently sidelined any other artist, but it became a testament to her superhuman resilience. The investigative gaze into this period shows a woman who refused to let her narrative be defined by trauma. Instead of retreating into the shadows, she eventually returned to the spotlight with a depth in her artistry. This era is crucial for understanding why she is so deeply beloved by the American public in 2026. She moved beyond being a celebrity and became a symbol of strength. Public relations experts often cite her handling of this period as a masterclass in crisis management and authentic vulnerability. She didn't sell her pain, she channeled it into her craft, leading to some of her most powerful vocal performances to date. It was during this time that a comeback began to circulate, but the truth was she never left. She was simply evolving. This resilience created a level of brand loyalty that no amount of marketing spend can buy. Fans didn't just support her music, they supported her. This deep, emotional connection is the primary reason why her 2026 projects, including her massively successful daytime talk show, have seen such record-breaking engagement. She has a halo effect that protects her from the standard industry fatigue that typically ends careers after 20 years. In a world where fame is a cheap and temporary commodity, Jennifer decided to pursue the only thing that actually lasts in Hollywood, the legendary EGOT. By the time we reached the mid-2020s, had officially joined the most exclusive club in entertainment, having won an Emmy, Grammy, Oscar, and Tony. To put this in perspective, there are fewer EGOT winners than there are people who have walked on the moon. This achievement effectively silenced any remaining critics who still associated her with her reality TV beginnings, has set a specific standard of excellence for everyone who follows her. Current stars, including the record-breaking Roberts, find themselves being measured against this impossible yardstick. Tony's win for producing was a particularly savvy move, showing that she wasn't just a performer, but a financier and a power broker in the world. As of 2026, her influence in the awards circuit is so high that her endorsement is often seen as a prerequisite for any new artist looking for serious accolades. She has successfully moved from being a participant in the industry to one of its primary gatekeepers. This transition is why she is bigger than any Idol winner. She doesn't just play the game, she owns the board. While other American Idol alums have found massive success in media, is the only one who has maintained this level of prestige across every single artistic medium. She has proven that being voted best by a television audience is a far cry from being recognized as the best by the industry's highest institutions. As the traditional gatekeepers of television began to crumble, pivoted again, building a daytime empire that has since been the spiritual successor to. The launch and subsequent dominance of The Jennifer Show represents the final stage of her takeover. By 2026, the show has become the primary destination for cultural discourse in America. This wasn't just a career move, it was a hostile takeover of a media space that had been left vacant by departing legends. This talk show isn't just about interviews, it's a platform where she exercises her power as a tastemaker. This is where she interacts with the new winners of the digital age, like Roberts, from a position of undisputed authority. When an artist sits on her couch, the hierarchy is clear. Investigative reports into her production company show a massive expansion into digital streaming and long-form content, suggesting that she is building a media conglomerate that will last for decades. She has mastered the art of viral warmth, the ability to create moments that feel personal yet are engineered for maximum social media reach. This is why her influence is at an all-time high in 2026. She isn't just a singer with a show, she is a media mogul who controls the narrative. While other American Idol alums are still fighting for relevance on the charts, is the one deciding who gets to be on the charts in the first place. The real superstar isn't the one who wins the most votes once, but the one who builds a system where they are always the one in control of the microphone. The final revelation in the story is the most shocking of all, the realization that her entire career was built on the foundation of a loss. As we look at the state of the industry in 2026, the blueprint is being taught in business schools as the ultimate example of failing upward. She has proven that in the modern era, being number one is often a trap, while being number 7 can be a springboard. Her story has fundamentally changed how networks and producers view talent competitions. They no longer look for the winner, they look for the one with the factor, the resilience and versatility to survive the machine. This investigation has shown that Jennifer didn't just become bigger than any Idol winner, she became bigger than the show itself. She is the only person to come from that stage and successfully erase the contestant label from her name entirely. Today, she stands as a multi-generational icon, a survivor of unimaginable tragedy, and the undisputed queen of the new media landscape. The lesson for anyone watching in 2026 is clear. The vote you receive today doesn't define your value tomorrow. It's what you do when the cameras turn off that determines whether you are a fleeting winner or a permanent superstar. Jennifer chose the latter, and in doing so, she rewrote the rules of fame forever. It leaves us with one final thought. If she had actually won in 2004, would she have ever found the fire to conquer the world?